Hi everyone, and welcome to our little video. There's three of us here at the moment, and I'm going to introduce us shortly, but I guess I'm here to talk about why us three are together. So we actually went to school together. That's a very long time ago, but we did go to school together, but this is the first time, I hope you will both nod along, Abena and Nina, that we have been in the same space together. So it's been a very long time since we've been physically in the same space. And what's brought us together is a passion for travel. So we're just going to talk a little bit about ourselves and how we've got to this space. So, Baina, do you want to go first?
Hi, I'm Dr. Bubbers-Jones. I am a medical doctor. I'm a serial entrepreneur and I love travel. And I was brought to the travel business through the business that I already run in connecting doctors with the best diverse careers. And the travel business is just one of several opportunities that we offer to doctors that I've really bought into, having run the business for 10 years. And I've seen a lot of alternative careers for doctors.
Nina, do you want to go next?
Yes, hi, I'm Dr. Nina Adieye. I'm a veterinary doctor, and I'm relatively new to the travel sort of venture. Like many vets out there, I'm looking for sort of more of a passport career. I've just wanted to move into something that involves my passions, which has always been travel. So that's pretty much what's brought me here.
And I'm better introduce myself. So I'm Dr. Sanchita Chowdhury, and I'm an educational and child psychologist. So I used to be a teacher before I did this. I've also, like Nina and probably Abena, always loved to travel, and I've done that since a young age. But I also, in my job, and I think probably Abena and Nina will agree that there's a huge ton of cognitive overload in our careers, and travel is my escape from that. So I've always done lots of traveling to have that break, and now I've got an opportunity to use my passion within a career. So it's brilliant that we can get to do all three of those.
Absolutely. I just want to add, we haven't even mentioned it. We all are clearly overachievers, considering we're all doctors here. And we are representative of the school we went to, which is Henrietta Barnett School in North London, Hampstead Garden suburb. It's still a school full of overachieving girls. But that is actually a really important part of our story, because in choosing quite traditional pathways for bright women or bright women, we've ended up here diversifying from that for really important reasons. So, I mean, I'd love to hear from, say, Nina. You went into obviously the studies, becoming a vet, and then what changed for you that said, actually, I want to develop a portfolio career, I want a passport career, something different?
Yeah, so I think I looked at, veterinary based on my passions. It sort of put together my feelings that I wasn't going to really fit into an average 9 to 5, and my passion for helping people that need it. So animals, it's quite a people-centered job, believe it or not. So put those together for me. And, working my way through a complex and sort of in-depth education allowed me to just combine those with the art and science of medicine as well. And I think at some point, like many people do, I discovered that, with the long and unsociable hours, that success and satisfaction for me personally included living my other life passions. So those included travel. And then I realized that I really wanted to do them now. I don't want to wait until I retire. So I've always fit them in little chunks, which has been great. But one of my big values, I think, is freedom. And I want to pass that on as a legacy to, in terms of teaching other people, in terms of within my family. And for me, that means, freedom of location, finances, and how I spend my time. And so I spent a few years trying to, find out how I can integrate this into what I'm already doing, and finding new pathways to that. And this ticks a lot of my boxes. So yeah, so it's about sort of carving out that space to just be as well as all the doing that we all do a lot of all the time. Yeah, I hope that makes sense.
I really love that. It's just to be, and obviously we've all been in our journey, separate journeys, even though we started off in the same place, and it's brought us back to this, which I'm always really fascinated about. How about you, Sanchita?
I guess similar in some ways. So yeah, straight from school, I was doing the undergrad and then into teaching. So it's just been continuous. But as a teacher, I guess you have that. You've got the school holidays, you obviously deserve them. But those are the times where I would travel. But it was turning into work, 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 travel a bit, like Nina was saying, work, 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 travel a bit. And I just wanted to flip that. I want to do more of the traveling side. And like I said, I always loved traveling. Does anyone remember Gloria Hunniford? I really wanted her job. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It was Wish You Were Here. So I always wanted to do that, but I was like, well, that isn't going to pay me enough money, so I better go into something sensible like psychology. And teaching. So that's what I did. But now, so I guess that's part of my journey. And I guess post-COVID, so much has opened up that we wouldn't have expected to, like home working and flexibility in the way you run your businesses and your career. So I think that's really changed, which has now opened up this opportunity.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think for me, I've been basically exploring alternative careers since I graduated in medicine. I was like, hey, this isn't quite what I signed up for. I really felt like I was more of a glorified medical secretary than an actual doctor. And again, I didn't know this at the time because it's the only profession I'd ever been in. I graduated when I was 22, right, as a doctor. I was like, I'm sure this is not for me because it seems really restricting. And I came from a background of creativity, did a lot of music to a very high level, and it was either going to be music or medicine. And I chose medicine because, again, it's like the sensible thing to do. And to be honest, I don't regret that choice, but it did take me on this journey that took me across the world, where I worked in trauma surgery in South Africa for a few years, came back, loved traveling. I think the elective that I did as a medical student in the Caribbean really opened up my eyes to like what was possible. And I just continued that for as long as possible. And then, having children, continuing on with medicine, having started the business to support other doctors exploring alternative careers, it was still like, being a business owner, being a doctor, they're still like, right, I'm really ambitious. I want more money, but I was told that, you're a doctor, you'll be sorted for life. But actually, that's not the case. And especially now, you've probably seen in the news, a lot of doctors are striking. The pay is not the same as it used to be. And the career is not the same as it used to be. A lot of doctors feel overworked, undervalued, stressed, burnt out, leaving the profession in droves. So for me, I'm always looking at other opportunities and to diversify my own income. I don't know why they told us that, because having one income is just crazy. But that's what we were told and taught, and but having one income is just not the way to live your life, especially now. And so when I came across this travel business, I was introduced to it by another doctor. And of course, I was skeptical right at the beginning, because it's like, wait, hold on a second. You are getting discounted travel as a travel agent and you're a doctor. But at the same time, I've seen a lot of different businesses, as I said. And every time I see a doctor doing something, I know it's legit. I know there ain't no scam going on because the doctor's doing it. And as doctors, we don't go to scams. Like we can't keep our licenses when we're doing stuff like that. It's just being a no-brainer, a stupid thing to do. So I wasn't skeptical on that side, but the more I learned about it, the more I learned about the people that were really benefiting from it, the more I learned about the potential and how equitable it was. So I remember, I'm a workplace health doctor. My role involves seeing employees who are stressed, burnt out, have health issues, and a lot of them are suffering from being trapped at work, where they can't leave because they need the money, but they're really struggling to stay because of health issues, workplace issues, discrimination, bullying, toxic workplace cultures, disability, all of those things that we see in the workplace as a norm that really stops them from progressing and really doing well. And this business just removes all of that. The way it works, it completely removes all of that, and it gives a lot more people flexibility, income. They work as much as little as they want, and they get out as much as little as they want from it. And I've not ever seen anything like that. And so this is why, again, the more I learned about it, I was like, we've got to share this with more people, because it solves a lot of pain points in our society, not just in healthcare and medicine, but in our society. So yeah, that's me. And I'm a huge advocate for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think I agree with what you were saying about diversifying, because I've used that term a lot. I do think diversification is really important, because there are lots of opportunities. And like I said at the beginning, we were just getting together and listening to each other now. So, I've had a restaurant as well at the side. I've been doing some other work. We wrote a book about supporting emotional well-being of children with complex needs. So I do a little bit of private work with that. So there are always other things going on in my head. And I guess that's what we have in common as well, all three of us, that it isn't just about one path. We are open to learning. And that's, I think, our careers are lifelong learning careers. So go on, Nina.
Sorry, finish what you're saying.
No. So I just think that that's what even though we were trained to work in that way, we are now open-minded about what else we can access.
And I think one of the strong skills that we have, having, moved into these professions, is a really great culture of learning and taking things in. And I think probably, I don't think of anyone in these careers that that hate to learn new things. And so it really fulfills that as well. And the same way that you all have done different things. Education has been really important to me. I've been a lecturer as well, set up my own clinic. And I think, people that are interested in diversifying, like you say, this is something else to add into the sort of armory that is protective against that stress of being trapped in one place and feeling like you don't have any other options, which is really tough. And I think it's probably maybe only coming to the forefront now, really, about the mental health struggles and issues within veterinary, because obviously it's a slightly different structure, and it doesn't have like a governmental sort of element to it. It's all private, but people that work these hours and deal with humans in all of their sort of states, and animals are thrown into that as well, and you're doing medicine, it can be really really lead to to burnout and issues that that we've only just really started talking about. So I think for veterinary especially, this is it's really wonderful to be able to sort of say to people, okay, you can do other things and you can fit them around what you're already doing, even though you're doing a bazillion hours a week. You can start to fit this in and ease off the pressure in a different sort of way, rather than working harder and faster.
Absolutely. So, I mean, what would be your take-home message? Let's start with Sanchita, to any psychologists, if they are considering this as a genuine opportunity to earn a side income.
I guess most people that are doing psychology love traveling, because they have, they work in education, we work amongst the sort of school holidays, we love learning about other cultures, about other communities. It's part of what we do in our jobs when we're sort of looking at a child and looking at a family and looking at a community. So this is an opportunity to just continue doing that sort of stuff, but earning an income from it. So for me, it's just ask me. So get in touch and ask me about how it works and a bit more of the details, because as much as Nina was saying, it's another thing, we actually will enjoy this. That's why we're doing it. It's making us happy. It's great for our well-being. So that is why we're branching off and doing different things. So get in touch and let me know if there's any questions about it.
Yeah, Nina.
I think my take-home message is the same, really. Get in touch, number one. But this is something that it's something legitimate, because I think that's a real concern. And like we talked about, you know, where you see doctors involved, and then as we start to see vets involved, we all have to hold ourselves to a really high standard. So it's good to know that that we can join in without any of those concerns about, you know, sort of dodgy happenings. And there's plenty of evidence, and it's all very transparent. So I found that really reassuring. And I think it's something you can fit around what you're doing already. You can start off small and build it up. But it's a really great way to start sort of supplementing your income, and a way to open your eyes to the other things that you can do. And yeah, to build yourself a bit of a legacy and feel that fulfillment that isn't just based in one area, because that's when it starts to feel, you know, pretty hard. This allows you to spread that out over a few different things, and I think that's the greater way to sort of gain balance and overall like life fulfillment for yourself.
Yeah, no, I echo everything that's been said, and yeah, I'd say if this even, you know, I hate the word peak so a lot, but if it does, if you're curious, if you're like, actually, this sounds interesting, don't overthink it. Like, as doctors, as women, we do overthink things, right? I would say just get in touch and let's talk and see whether it could be a good fit, because even if you try, you won't know until you try it, really. You can think about it all you want, but you won't know until you try. And the great thing about this is that it's no risk for you trying. So there is a really low upfront cost, like really low. It changes, but, you know, actually I'll say it's 156 quid as we speak. And it's what, like April 2024. And then it's 46 quid every month, flexible subscription. You can cancel anytime. So if anyone started a business, like the cost of starting a business is way high, like any other business, way higher than that. And that's all you pay. And you get that money back just by using the platform, just by booking holidays and or building a team. So, and if it's not for you, you get your money back after 30 days. You can get your money back after 90 days. You can get your money back after a year if you don't make a profit. So they want to take money out of the equation to say, hey, just give us a go. And no hard feelings if this isn't good for you. So I said, I've been doing it for a year. I intend to be doing it for as long as I can. And I want to get to a level where I can leave the residual income, the passive income, for my family if I do pass away, or when I do pass away. That is what I'm doing it for. I'm not relying on my pension. So don't overthink it. Just get in touch and let's talk. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.